Good afternoon, Gio. Before I ask you about Rangers, it's sad news today about Wim Jansen passing away, former Celtic boss and Feyenoord legend. He was a youth coach, I think, when you were coming through. Can you give us your reaction to the sad news today?
Yeah, well, of course, very sad. I was just, having lunch when it came on the screens. So, I'm very sad to hear it. Very sad to that Wim Jansen has gone. Really, live with the family. I've known the family for many years, and I had Wim as an assistant when I was a player, as a coach. And I was telling the story while we heard the news to Russ Wilson that he was the first coach when I was a youth player to let me train with players who were 2-3 years older than I was. So he saw my potential when I was young and really helped me in my development as a player. So I have really good memories of Wim Jansen. He's been an important player for the Dutch team, for Feyenoord, of course, winning the European Cup in 1970 was one of the biggest achievements of Feyenoord. So really sad to hear the news today.
Yeah, and looking to Rangers, Gio, Joe Aribo obviously coming back into the squad. How big a boost is that for you with this run of fixtures coming up? And will he be available for tomorrow night?
Well, of course, for me, it's good to have Joe back for himself. It's been, of course, not a good result in the weekend, so it's bad for Joe that he couldn't play on in the tournament. He's traveling back from Nigeria today, so we'll be back in Glasgow tonight. So we have to assess him if it's smart for him to be in the squad tomorrow. But he will for sure be available from the weekend and of course after.
Good afternoon, Giovanni. The club has been in discussions with the SFA and has written to the SFA regarding the performance of Kevin Clancy during the Aberdeen match. I just want to know what you hope to achieve from this dialogue.
Well, I said before, I mean, it's. I think the dialogue has always to be open, and I said, I think the last press conference as well, we need to assess the decisions who are made, and if it was the right decision or not. It's easier to assess those decisions after a game because, of course, in the heat of the game, you have to do decision in split seconds. Sometimes you don't do the right one. It's normal because we're all human beings, but in the end, I think the most positive thing that can come forward is to make sure we learn from the decisions who are made and try to be better prepared for the coming games. So I think we should see it as a positive thing because I think everyone in his profession will assess his performances. Myself as well as a coach, my players do it all the time. So I don't think it has to be different for referees.
And in terms of John Souttar, obviously the bid went into Hearts. Just how keen are you and Rangers to bring John Souttar to the club during this window?
Well, I said before, we are happy that John will join us for next season, and I think he will only come this window if we think it's the right thing to do, and if not, then we'll welcome him in a couple of months.
Good afternoon, Giovanni. Alex Lowry made quite an impression last week. What are his chances of being promoted to the first team squad full time this season in the way that Leon King has?
Well, we have to assess him, keep assessing him the coming weeks, months. But he's a player who trains a lot with us, and he already made his debut. He's part of the squad at this moment. So I think for him the best thing to concentrate on is to make sure his development will get better and better, and I think he's his minutes will come this season, and we just have to assess him and his plan for almost every week to see what's best for him, and especially for his development, because at his age you need to play games, and it can be either with the first team or with the B team.
Looking ahead to tomorrow night, Livingston are on a good run of form. They're always very tough to beat. They're always very well organised. What are the keys to getting the victory tomorrow night?
Well, the key will be, we have to make sure we keep our standards, and our way of playing, and make sure we go for 90 minutes to win the 3 points. And the way game we played, I think we had a tough game, a game where we scored the third goal, later than we wanted. But they showed this season already they can be, very hard to beat, because they're quite a good team with a good spirit, and they keep it compact, don't give many spaces away for the opponent. So we have to make sure we are on top of the game and do everything to get the points.
We've touched on transfers a little bit, but how busy do you expect to be in the last kind of 6 days of this window?
We have to wait. I mean, it's obviously we're always looking to add players to the squad and make sure we are prepared for if something will happen. But when we have to move, I think it's only good to bring players who can add something to Rangers. And if we want players in, they have to be the right players. Otherwise, you can better keep your squad as it is.
Yeah, picking up on that, you must be delighted that you have held on to all your key players so far in this window as well.
Yeah, so far yes. So I hope it will stay like this. It's always a crazy time, a transfer window, because you never know what's going to happen. And so 6 days to go, and just wait and see how it will evolve.
Could you give us a bit of an update on the injury situation, and especially on Hagi?
Yeah, well, with Ianis, it's of course he had to go off for the last game with an injury. We assessed him in the last days, and Hagi needed an operation yesterday, so he was operated in London, and we won't have Ianis for the season. So that's a big blow for all of us, and of course a huge disappointment, especially for Ianis. Spoke to him this morning. He's he's in a good place. He's of course not happy that he has the injury and needs to be operated, but he's quite focused now and positive for his recovery. But we won't have him for months. So that's the bad news for us. The good news is we have Ryan Jack and Scott Arfield back in the squad tomorrow.
And in terms of particularly the players whose contracts are coming to the end of the season, I think looking in, a lot of people seem to think that Rangers are under great pressure to get some of these guys tied up. You seem to be a lot more relaxed than that. Do you think that these things will just take their natural course? I mean, obviously with roughly half a season still to go. Are you as relaxed as you appear about those players who are out of contract at the end of this season?
I don't think relax is the right phrase for it. I'm a very a coach who will always be how do you say that? Always alert, and I think always I had as a player always the most important thing is that you feel comfortable, you feel happy in the place you are in. I think that's obviously that's very important to achieve success. So with contracts ending in the summer with players, I know if the feeling is there for them to continue and to keep their focus on Rangers. You know, it's good, but you also know when players are out of contract, maybe they feel they need another challenge, or maybe want to move to another club. You know, that's the case with the players who are out of contract. So you sign a new contract and you continue the relation you have, or you divide and you take different pathways. But in the end, it's for me it's all good. The only thing, when you have players coming out, you have to get new players in. So I think it's a continuous process, and also a process that's not new for me as a player when I was a player, but also as a coach. Just have to make sure you are making the right decisions, and if their decision has to be made or new players has to come in, you have to take the right new players in.
Giovanni, just taking you back there to the news that Ianis Hagi is out for the season, is that going to have any influence on the remaining transfer business, or are you happy that you have enough squad depth to cover for that?
Well, of course, it's a big blow. We miss an important player is not available for the coming months. So we are looking to add a player to the squad. But as I said before, it needs to be a player we think is right. You don't want to get players in just to make up the numbers. You want to have the balance in the team also good. But we're definitely looking into to add a player in the coming days.
And also just quickly on Alex Lowry, who you've talked about already, are you keen to tie him up on a longer term deal to ensure his development does continue at Rangers?
Of course. I mean, it's he made his debut just in the cup. He's already been an important player of the academy. Also a player we think will develop into a very good player for Rangers. So we are putting all our energy in making sure his development will continue. And but it's only one game. I'm confident that he will get his progression as well. But you also know with young players it's not always easy. But I think his mindset is really good, and the energy we are all giving him to develop even better is also there. So I think he just needs to work hard and make sure he's becoming a better player every day. Well, Ianis had a knee operation, so he's he had to have a reconstruction. So we won't see him in this season. Hopefully, after the break somewhere we should welcome him. But it's a serious injury, and so it's it's bad news.
Stephen Davison.
No, we only have Ryan, Jack, and Scott Arfield back, and Helander is training already. A couple of weeks. He's doing well, but he's been out for longer than Scott and Ryan, and Steve Davis is in in the end of his rehab, so he will join the team training also very fast.